Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the United States of America podcast. I am your host, Niti, and we are broadcasting live from the Food Church here on North Carolina. If you've missed past episodes, please be sure to take the time to watch the first episode and watch the rest like a documentary. We are a people at peace, and we have declared peace to all nations around the world. This is not a marketing or a promotional channel. We are shining a light on knowledge that is being hidden from you. We are sharing the truth about your birthright and your inheritance. We have moderators who are assisting in the comment section. Be kind and self-govern. And if you have any questions, please put them in all caps and only enter them once per show. Anna is taking time off from her public appearances, but she has not stopped her very important work as fiduciary of the United States of America. She is powerfully moving the needle forward, and during this time, we will continue sharing news from the Federation and maintain the beacon for all living men to learn about their birthright and their inheritance. I just want to welcome everyone. I hope that you guys are having a great evening so far. And, I, like many of you have asked me where Greg is, and I have some very sad news. Greg's wife made her transition just 2 weeks ago. It was unexpected. And so naturally, he's in a state of shock and grief. Greg is a pretty private guy, so we are honoring his family and respecting their privacy. I'm not sure how many of you knew that yesterday, the 8th of October, was James Belshare's born day. You can only imagine what a difficult time Anna must have had. She and her youngest son, Eric, enjoyed a day of remembrance together. She said she received calls from the other kids throughout the day, and they all commiserated together. Needless to say, it was emotionally very taxing for her. I'm sure all your well wishes, cards, kind words, and any gift of gratitude that you wish to offer her would be so appreciated right now. I do have a message from Anna. She says, everything is on track, and we are making great progress every day. Tell everyone not to be afraid of all the crazy stuff that's going on. She says, I am all right, and Hunter is positioned to have the safety net fully deployed in time. The bank dashboard will open, and AFD updates and prepaid credit deposits will follow soon. Meantime, we will be shutting down predatory courts all over the country and putting an end to the IRS. The Continental Marshals will have their full credentials soon. State national credential cards are being accepted for ID purposes worldwide. Our thumbprint is sufficient for a biometric ID. There's no need for a real ID, which is for British subjects. Bad things like what they just did to me are being corrected, and restitution is being enacted. So overall, rejoice, everyone. I did ask Anna some follow-up questions, like, do we need their recognition for the banks to open? And she says, it seems to me like gold is gold. Oh, no, I was saying to her, I said, it seemed to me like gold is gold. And so why should we even need anything except for them to get their systems maybe up to our Basel IV standards to move forward and talk to our bank? I can see taking time to get our trust access for the credit, but not the gold access for the gold that had already been audited, by the third party. And she said, yes, gold indeed is gold. No problem using that. We have our own exchange, and we don't need the St. Crown exchange. It would just have been nice to be able to work together, she said. So that was basically our, main discussion. And, I wanted you to know she has really had a hard time. But otherwise, I mean, everything's really good. It's just so crazy, like I don't know if you guys all can feel the energy, but it is on high right now. And there is so much kind of like so much movement. I don't know if you guys can feel. It's not like an anxiety angst, but it's just like a let's go, it's like a let's go energy. So I think overall everything is going well. And even Anna says the same thing. There's been a lot of, I think, there's a little bit of gossip going on about the St. Crown thing. I don't know if it's gossip. It's not gossip, whatever. People are just, I think people are receiving this in maybe the wrong way. It's really, what's happening is that Africa wants to stand on their own gold. And the St. Crown exchange is an African exchange. And so Anna, it was important to Anna and to Hunter to launch, whatever they could and partner with Africa. But like Traore and all of these guys on Africa, they just don't know the difference between the U.S. corporation and America. And so for them to support the American Federation dollar when they could just stand on their own gold, I think we can comprehend why they would prefer to promote an African gold coin, right? An African gold token instead, right? I think everyone can, we can get it, right? And it is a big deal for Africa to be able to stand on their own natural resources. And so there's no reason for us to have any kind of, negative feeling about this. We really should be cheering for Africa. And we just want, the Africans to know that the real Americans are rooting for them and cheering for them. And, we want to stand with them, and we don't want them to confuse us with the U.S. corporation, because we are being impersonated by them, but we are not them, right? And so we have to have grace in our hearts for this. We don't want to feel any type of negativity about it. And it's just not a big deal, y'all. Like, gold is gold, and they're still going to be exchanging the gold. They're still going to be making exchanges with AFD because they would still be exchanging gold, right? And so there's just no problem with that. But yeah, I mean, I think that most of us, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but if you're paying attention to your own banks, they are constantly, they're doing what they can to update. I don't know about you guys, but over here, they're doing everything they can they keep changing things because they have to raise their standards. They're out of compliance. They need to get to a Basel IV compliance, and they were at a Basel II compliance. And so, even Trump keeps, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but Africa and India have a partnership in gold right now. I mean, yesterday I was telling Anna, I said, of course, on James's birthday, look what he's doing. He is, everybody on earth is going crazy right now. And it just seemed like yesterday, I don't know if you guys are paying attention to what's happening with gold. And, there's these threats that Trump is going to audit the gold, and he's going to revalue the gold, and he's going to, do what they did in the 1920s where they stole everybody's gold, and they're going to try to tell us what gold is worth. Isn't that funny? I mean, Anna said that Trump's arrogance and his behavior, you know, when he called, because look, these guys, they have the de facto, they have all the orthodoxy, like the general population believing that, oh, the government's just on a shutdown the same way it was a couple years ago because, you know, the budgets weren't approved. No, that's not what's happening, friends. That's not what's happening. And that's not what's going, their budget ain't going to be approved. Not this time. Not this time, friends. So, Trump is trying to backpedal and side pedal, and you know, first he's saying crypto is going to save, you know, the economy, the American economy, the U.S. economy is what he needs to be saying, and then he's saying gold. You know, he keeps making all of these wild statements, but these people just can't tell the truth. They just can't tell the truth. It's crazy. If he would just tell the truth. I mean, are y'all still thinking about what we talked about last week? You still thinking about what we talked about last week? Because when the general population finally hears what I said last week, are y'all sharing that video? Are you sharing that video? I know a lot of people were like, oh, Anna's not here, so whatever, we don't need to listen to this podcast. But did you hear what I said? Did you hear the message? I think that if you heard it, if you received it, if you didn't, go back and listen to it, okay? But if you really received it, Anna wanted me to tell everybody that because you have to share the knowledge about the real Nasera once a year. So she needed it to be publicized, right? Right? And, you know, now you guys know, if you're listening here, you know that Senior Bush, what he did, what happened on 9/11, how they tried to bury that. And are you guys thinking now? You really paying attention to how the farmers are tied to the inheritance? I think I'm preaching to the choir here. But, you know, we need to do what we can to share that message. Make it plain. Say it better. Make it louder. You know, get everyone to listen to that one episode and really just, you know, think about what that means. And all of the posers, all of these, you know, the way they just kill somebody and just replace them like it's just nothing, right? Like the nerve. So I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Desi. I don't know. I know that, I don't know if y'all have paid attention to all the things that they're building. You know, Global Family Group, what all they're building, because they are, you know, going to be doing a lot. I mean, it's going to be much more than what you've ever expected from a regular bank. And so, will it be live this month? I don't know. Look, we're working with volunteers, and you know, we're working with volunteers. I think that a lot of people don't really know that Anna is just like me and you. You know, James and Anna, I mean, everybody just has, like, they were just doing their regular work, like you and me, you know. And then they're volunteering for humanity, and we are too, because How do you know all this information and don't do anything about it? Right? How do you do this and you don't do anything about it? It's not like, just because Anna is sharing all of this and people know her and they know that she's making, like she's established the standing and doing all the stuff, that comes with some kind of cash flow, like billions of dollars or something. That is not what's going on. Why are we always asking for everyone to help fund the movement? Do you know that when she puts a notice out, it costs, between $800 and $1,000 for one to get published? Do you know that? I mean, I know that you know that if we send one item, one notice in one of these envelopes, right? It's 30. Today it cost me $33.40. That's what it cost. And she's got to do that. Like whenever she's sending a notice out, she's sending it to all these places. So it's like more than $28.30 for every document. And then you see how many public notices that she's putting out all the time. You see it because it's 5,000 something or another, right? So do 5,000 times $33.40, which is what this is, because it's, guaranteed, tracked, and insured. Okay. And also, boom, she's got to send it, she's got to get it there in 2 days. And so she notices them with an affidavit, right? And then she has to follow up with, okay, you didn't rebut it. And then she has to, boom, pass the law, right? Create a law. I don't know if everybody really gets that's how it works, okay? So when that's going on, that's times 3. So 28 or 30 times 3. Okay, and every single time why are we using the post office? Why? Because you know that I'm the living law. You're the living law. We should be able to just take our testimony, walk in and hand it, and it is law because we're the living law. I'm not sure if you know who you are, but you are because you're alive. And we're not dead. And they're just on paper, corporate fiction, right? They're just airy-fairy made up. And why is it that we have to go through the mail? Why? Did you guys read Anna's latest article about the postmaster? Because it's such a big deal. It's such a big deal. The post office is a court and a bank. She's explaining in that article that their eldest son is in Philadelphia as the postmaster, right? Because it gives us jurisdictional authority for these man-made laws. Does everybody comprehend that? I encourage everyone to, if you can't read all her articles, then go to the Rumble channel that plays the articles so you can just listen to them, okay? Just think about it one more time. Everybody's asking me to tell you again what I said last week. Oh, man, it was a lot. It was a lot of what we said. I mean, I think that, is that what y'all want me to do? Y'all making comments in the thing. You want me to tell you about that again? You guys are funny. Listen, I'm gonna actually give everybody a break and let you guys listen to the last week's show. I wanted to let you know what Anna said. I want everyone to start writing down what it is that you're going to do when the bank's open. What are you going to do? Because do you realize that we we're not 1% of the 1%. Anyone who has a global family group account, we're not the 1% of the 1%. And what Anna says is that just because we get our standing, right, and we get to stand up our state, the only people on our land and soil, like on North Carolina, on Michigan, on New York, on Georgia, on whatever, state that you're on, right? On your nation state, they're the people that don't declare, they're still going to be subjects of the king. They're still going to be subjects of the crown. And we're going to have access to our inheritance, and all of the people around us are going to be falling apart. Do you get it? That you're the generals, that you're the first, you're the ones that are going to need to look. You don't want to go out there and just give them all your money and just that's what we're talking about. You're supposed to give them the knowledge so that they can declare and open their own account. Isn't that what you want? I hope that's what you want. Because I know just on my county, on North Carolina, we have millions. We have millions on my county. We have millions on my county. And there's only like 30 or maybe 50 or something like that on the county that are declared, that are going to actually have access to their inheritance. So I don't want you to think about this as charity. You're not supposed to get that and then be charitable. You're supposed to, if you want to be charitable, give them knowledge. Show them how to get it for themselves. 1 AFD is equal to 1/10 of an ounce of gold. 1 AFD is equal to 1/10 of an ounce of gold. Don't compare it to USD, which is silver. Compare it to 1/10 of an ounce of gold. Okay? I think that everything is about to happen, and it is coming through so hard and so fast. But get your minds ready. Get your minds ready, because you are the ones that have arrived. You are the ones that are going to be the ones that need to continue rescuing all these folks, especially if you want to go ahead and get your land and soil in order. Don't you want to make it better out there? It is 1/10 of an ounce of gold. It is not 1/100th. Okay, the boat guy. It is 1/10. Cool. I want to make sure it's clear for everybody. Anna's going crazy with these articles because she's having to notice everybody. She's got to guard her fields in order to do that. We need to really raise our vibrations. I hope everybody's practicing being happy. I hope everybody's out there going to their happy place. I hope that you guys are going to put on paper some love notes to Anna. Maybe throw a couple shekels in there, and help her pay for what you're paying for is ease. This is what we're paying for. Okay? Because she's taking the IRS and everybody down. I don't know about you guys, but right now, when we send one of these to the North Carolina state estate, it comes back. Return to sender. What do you do when it comes back? Do you know what you do? Because you still send it, okay? You still send it. What do you do when it comes back? Did you know when you send it through the postal court, because that's what it is, a court, right? When you send it through the postal court and they attempt to take it and deliver it because they haven't blocked the address yet, okay? If they accept it, it became court of record in the postal court, right? Okay. When that happens and it comes back to you, you do not open it. You do not break the ledger. When you get a package that's sealed, then you don't break the ledger. When it comes back to you, now you want to secure it. You want to take it, wrap it in plastic, and then put it like in a freezer or something and keep it safe. Because now what you have, your entire package that you sent, your testimony in the form of an affidavit to the Secretary of State, now you have an unrebutted testimony in the form of an affidavit with your full 928 package, right? And it is copywritten through the postal court. Okay? That's the second thing. And it is law and judgment. And so if you have private property, right, then you use that tracking number. That's your number. Like, I know a bunch of people who are trying to get like DOT tags and all this other stuff. No, use your unrebutted affidavit number. That's your private property number. Okay. Use that number to create your private property tags and put it on your private property, whether it be land or a car or a boat, anything that we aren't registering, right? And then if you ever have to deal with them in court and you hand them this unopened, unrebutted affidavit, they can't do anything. I mean, like, it is copywritten and it went through the court. So if our government shut down, which our state of state is, because they're not accepting mail, but you can still mail it to them because they think they're just waiting on the budget to be approved, okay? When it comes back to you, when you send mail and it comes back to you, it goes through the postal court, that's copywritten. That's a poor man's copyright. That's what they used to call it, poor man's copyright. You can mail something to yourself and it's a poor man's copyright, right? They don't have to know what's in it, Deborah. Doesn't matter. They'll know when you are going into court and you hand it to them and the judge opens it. But if you go, they're not going to say anything because they can't, because they're criminals. Criminals, look, what's going on right now is something so big. Like, Trump didn't go and call everybody to Quantico to talk to them about their budget wasn't approved. I mean, I know we know that, right? Right, friends? Like, we know. But the general orthodoxy, the general population, they don't have a clue about that. And they just think, oh, they did this a minute ago and they're just going to figure it out and they'll come back, right? No. Trump had to explain to them how to wind it. You go and you shut down your office, okay? That's right, Juan. Hey, Deborah, you said, how do they know what's in it? Juan's like, they know what's in it. They do. They all know. I mean, I know that, um, look, when SOS on North Carolina gets one of these packages, when they sign for it, because they have to sign for it, because we require like an actual, signature. We don't accept a electronic signature for it. They're writing things on there like ET or SOS, because it's the Secretary of State office. They don't want to put their actual name, because then they're going to take personal responsibility for it. It's funny. They know the Americans are back. They know. They're terrified. Do you know that if you try to order these off of the post office right now, they won't let you order but 50 of them at a time, because we want a whole bunch of them. Anna going through like tons of these. And so, they have to provide us with the supplies, right? So I've been trying to get them because we're trying to notice all the sheriff's offices. We have 100 counties. So try to get your hands on 100 of these bad boys. Almost impossible, okay, to get 100. It's a chore just to do that, just to get these. And then you got to get the money to pay for all of it, right? So they've been noticed. Anna has noticed these people to death. They know. Trump knows what's going on. Trump 100% knows. Why did he have a meeting in Quantico? They can't figure out how to get out of it. All right. Keep the energy up. I want you to be scripting, writing down all of what you're about to create. Be excited. Anna says, be excited. And just know it's already done. The IRS has gone away. Oh, all the people that are receiving things from the IRS that are like, well, they keep sending me stuff. Are you opening it? Don't break the ledger. Don't open it. Don't break the ledger. Just say return to sender. Did you know it's a $300 fine if you open up an IRS envelope that's not addressed to you? And it's not addressed to you. So you can't open it. All right? You return it. Return to sender. They can't misaddress you, because they can't even talk to you at all. All right? So make sure you're doing that, and don't be worrying about it. I got a bunch of people that are like, what are we supposed to do when the IRS comes from us? Mace, let me just tell you, Anna didn't even have to lose her house, which is fully paid for, and her land and everything else, okay? She knows what to do for herself. She's doing what she's doing right now on purpose. She wants them to come for her, okay? So she can crush them. You got it? Anybody who's confused about that, get better and know what's happening. She is trying to make it possible, because once she sets that precedent, you know they can't do what they're doing to anybody ever again. All right? All right. They blocked you, Juan. Well, North Carolina Secretary of State, the clerk of court, all of Wake County, they don't want me coming in. They know who I am, and they run away. And all I'm doing is walking in there with some paper. They run. It's pretty sad. So anyway, it's fun, right? It's fun. Just start telling the truth. Start calling out the lies, and everything will be fine. It's when everybody goes along with the lie that, that we're allowing them to have power over us. But you're not going to do that, right? You're not going to do that anymore. All right, friends. listen to Anna's articles or read them, and know that there is great love here for you. And we will see you guys next. Well, I'm going to see you on Tuesday. I'll see you on Tuesday with the exit stage left. And then we'll be back here next Thursday and see if Anna feels any better, because, it's hard. It is hard. It's, what's hard is getting yourself in front of people and talking. It's probably easier for her to write when she has the energy to do that. But, getting yourself ready to be able to stand in front of somebody and talk to folks, that's the part that's hard. And so with that, we're going to be sending her powerful, loving energy, and know that it's all coming back to you as well. And we will see you guys in a couple of days. See you on Tuesday, and then see you next Thursday, okay? Have a good evening.